Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power 4 minus 16 is equal to 0. So, to solve this problem, I'm going to first rewrite 16 here as 4 to the power of 2. So now I have x to the power 4 minus 4 to the power of 2 is equal to 0. Now, x to the power 4, that's the same thing as x to the power of 2 times 2. And if I have something in the form a to the power of m times n, this is equal to a to the power of m to the power of n. So x to the power of 2 times 2, that's going to equal x to the power of 2 to the power of 2 minus 4 squared is equal to 0. Now, if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, a is x squared and b is 4. So I have x squared plus 4 times x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. And now for x squared minus 4, I can rewrite that as x squared minus 2 squared. And again, remember if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So x squared minus 2 squared, that's going to equal x plus 2 times x minus 2, which is equal to 0. So now, this gives me three equations to work with. I have x squared plus 4 is equal to 0. I have x plus 2 is equal to 0. And I have x minus 2 is equal to 0. So let's first start off in the easier equations, which are x plus 2 equals 0 and x minus 2 equals 0. So if x minus 2 equals 0, all I have to do is add 2 on both sides, and I get x is equal to 2. So this is one solution. If x plus 2 equals 0, all I have to do is subtract 2 on both sides, and I get x is equal to negative 2. So I have two solutions already. And now finally, for x squared plus 4 equals 0, to solve this, I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides, and I get x squared is equal to negative 4. Now, if I take the square root on both sides, I get the square root of x squared is equal to square root of negative 4. The square root of x squared is x. And the square root of negative 4 I can rewrite as the square root of 4 times the square root of negative 1. And if you guys already didn't know the square root of negative 1, that's equal to I. So now I have square root of 4, which is positive or negative 2, and I. So these are my four solutions. Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 3 is equal to 12. So, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to rewrite this as, I'm going to first start by adding x to the power of 3 and subtracting x to the power of 2 on both sides. So now I have x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2 plus 12 is equal to 0. Now I'm going to rewrite 12 here as 8 plus 4. Now 8, this is the same thing as 2 to the power of 3, and 4 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 2. So now if I switch the order of these, I get x to the power of 3 plus 2 to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2 plus 2 to the power of 2 is equal to 0. And now from here, if I factor out negative 1, I get negative x to the power of 3 minus 2 to the power of 2 is equal to 0. Now if I have something in the form a to the power of 3 plus b to the power of 3, this is equal to a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. So in this case, this is going to equal x plus 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 2 squared, which is 4. I have this minus x to the power of 3 minus 2 squared, or sorry, x to the power of 2 minus 2 squared, which is all equal to 0. Now, if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So x squared minus 2 squared, let me write all of this. This is equal to x plus 2 times x minus 2. Now from here, if I factor out x plus 2, I get x plus 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 4 minus x plus 2, which is equal to 0. And this simplifies to x plus 2 times x squared minus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. So now this gives me two equations. I have x plus 2 is equal to 0, and I have x squared minus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. So for x plus 2 equals 0, x is obviously equal to negative 2, so this is one solution. And for x squared minus 3x plus 6 equals 0, to solve this we have to use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So in this case, a is 1, b is negative 3, and c is 6. So I have negative 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. And this simplifies to 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 24 over 2. And if you notice, 9 minus 24, that's negative 15. So I'll have square root of negative 15. And you can't actually take the square root of a negative number. So this is wrong. And my only solution is x equals negative 2. Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of 21 plus x to the power of 14 is equal to 36. So I'm first going to rewrite x to the power of 21 as x to the power of 7 to the power of 3. And then we write x to the power of 14 as x to the power of 7 to the power of 2. Now this is equal to 36. And now I'm going to let the variable y equal to x to the power of 7. So now I have y to the power of 3 plus y to the power of 2 is equal to 36. Now if I subtract 36 on both sides, I get y to the power of 3 plus y to the power of 2 minus 36 is equal to 0. So now to solve this, I'm going to write this as y to the power of 3 plus negative 3a squared plus 4a squared minus 36 is equal to 0. So all I did was I simply rewrote y squared as negative 3a squared plus 4a, or sorry, this is y, not a. So I simply rewrote y squared as negative 3y squared plus 4y squared. And now from here, if I factor out y squared from y to the power of 3 plus negative 3y squared, I get y squared times y minus 3. And now if I factor out 4 from 4y squared minus 36, I get 4 times y squared minus 9. And now this is equal to 0. Now y squared minus 9, that's the same thing as y plus 3 times y minus 3. And now from here, if I factor out y minus 3, I get y minus 3 times y squared plus 4 times y plus 3, which is equal to 0. And now if I simplify that, I get y squared plus 4y plus 12 is equal to 0. So now this gives me two equations. I have y minus 3 is equal to 0, and I have y squared plus 4y plus 12 is equal to 0. So for y minus 3 equals 0, y is obviously equal to 3, and for y squared plus 4y plus 12 equals 0, well, if you actually put this in the quadratic formula, you get that you get the square root of a negative number, and you can't take the square root of a negative number, so this is wrong, and the only solution for y is y equals 3. So now going back, remember how we let y equal x to the power of 7. So we know that y equals 3, meaning 3 is equal to x to the power of 7. So if 3 equals x to the power of 7, all I have to do is take the power of 1, 7 on both sides, and I get the 7th root of 3 is equal to x. So this is my answer. Guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have x to the power of x to the power of 5 is equal to 100. Now what I'm first going to do is I'm going to take the power of 5 on both sides. So now we have x to the power of x to the power of 5 to the power of 5, and this is equal to 100 to the power of 5. Now, I'm going to change the 100 to 10 squared. So now we have x to the power of x to the power of 5 to the power of 5, and this is equal to 10 squared to the power of 5. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So 10 to the power of 2 to the power of 5, this is going to equal 10 to the power of 2 times 5. And 2 times 5 is simply 10, so this would equal 10 to the power of 10. And also, if we have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, because this is simply equal to a to the power of m times n, we could reverse these two, meaning this would also equal a to the power of n to the power of m. So in this case, I'm going to switch the places of x to the power of 5 and 5. So now we would have x to the power of 5 to the power of x to the power of 5 is equal to 10 to the power of 10. And if we have something in the form a to the power of a is equal to b to the power of b, this means that a is equal to b. So in this case, x to the power of 5 is equal to 10, meaning x is equal to the 5th root of 10. So this is our answer.